morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So 15 seconds. This is the inflation. The inflation data released. So let's see. So a spike. So a little spike after the release, but it's a little bit weak. If the market stays near this level, I think very likely it would continue going down. Actually, I wanted to add to the shorts, but like the position will be too huge, and there are the next Monday will be a holiday, so I don't want it holding too like a huge position for a long weekend, because I cannot exit on Monday if there's a gap up. So the only new trades that I made yesterday is this SMR. I shorted the 9 EMA pullback, or like gap up into the 9 EMA. So I shorted it on this green candle when it tries to reclaim the 9 EMA. And also like is this around the anchor VWAP, because I'm kind of missed this 1 minute candle breakdown. But I believe if it will be like too wide to stop. If your like entry is on the 5 minute candle breakdown, it will be too wide for me. And this thing has very strong follow through compared to Rocket Lab and ONDS yesterday. And the gold and silver, I'm holding them into the 50 EMA weekly. I really hope that I can like follow the plan and not exiting early if they're really going down. But I think it will be so hard. It will be really hard to like hold it into the 50 weekly. Hopefully it works. I don't know. I think Fastly is the outlier yesterday. This is the highest volume since 2021. It has the market cap of 2.4 billion, but yesterday is trading at 1.8 billion, like 70% of its market cap. And technically, it is now above all the EMAs on the weekly chart and also the daily chart. The next potential resistance area would be like this gap. That's probably where it finds resistance yesterday, near this gap down candle high. But like I think if the market improves, then it is a stock that I would focus on. And this gap above the prior swing high is also a really strong sign at the open, and also gap above this previous gap down level, so the 1260-ish. So it clears the resistance at the open. There's a really good gap up, and also gap above the 150 EMA on the weekly too. So 150 has acted like twice as the resistance in 2024 and 2025, and then this gap up is gapping up above it. And the strong close yesterday, like it just proves that it has cleared the resistance. FTAI looks really strong. One of the few names that looks really good after the recent sell-off. Hold above the 21 EMA, looking really nice. A gap up in Meridian, but it's gapping into the anchor VWAP. I think not gonna trade this and see whether it gets rejected and crapping down, or if like close strongly and break and close above the anchor VWAP. This AMAT is absolutely insane. I traded AMAT back in 2021, somewhere around here, March 2021. I caught like this move, a 20% move. I feel like one of the winners in my 2021. One of the few, because most of them are the losing trades. That's why I remember AMAT pretty well. It's been time flies. It's been 5 years since I traded AMAT. Oh my god, how many trading days? 1,200 trading days. After 2021, I never imagined like AMAT will be a leader, or will be a tradable stock. Like it's still like tradable, like it's still moving pretty fast. But I didn't expect it would be the leader of the semiconductor, of the semi sector. Didn't expect it would go up more than 100% in 5 months. This A net EP looks pretty good, like it's gapping above this swing high here. And I love this, like it's trying to break out from this base since the October last year. So I love buying the breakout of a base for several months. The market is, I don't know, the market is a little bit weak. I'm not sure whether it could have to follow through like Fastly did. If this one happens maybe like in May or June last year, this would be a really good EP that I would take, but not today, I think. Reddit is down 50% from the highs. It's only a month. This thing doesn't have a really nice entry all the way down. It's going so quick. I'm still like patiently waiting for the memory names breakdown. These names I think at least have to go back to the daily 50 EMA. But it's like when. Nvidia is probably the strongest, one of the strongest mega cap stocks for the Magnificent Seven. Maybe other than Google, but Google starts to lose the 50 EMA and then trending down. And the 9 is below the 21. Gonna cross below the 50 soon. Okay, if AMAT can sell off from this gap up today, then I'll be more convinced the market would have a longer correction or deeper correction maybe for the coming weeks. If today AMAT marks the top of the semis sector, but if AMAT keeps going higher from here, then I think we are still in the choppy market. I'm using IBKR Interactive Brokers, and this Nebius, I don't like that it closes pretty strong yesterday. I don't want it to short right after a strong day. Or if you're talking about the long side, it could be like if you're but still under the 50 day or the 21. Yeah, and I think the weekly is still under the 9 and 21 EMA. Like I won't trade any long sign for Nebius here. Want to look for at least a maybe breakout and then a pullback. A consolidation above the 50 EMA would be much better. I think it's very similar. Probably a few days more. Need to like consolidate a bit or like observe its reaction, whether like it breaks out and then face the resistance from the anchor VWAP or the weekly anchor VWAP too, or this highs or the resistance, the prior swing highs around 1850-ish. It really depends on how it reacts on the key levels. If the memory names are going to bounce back into the hourly 9 EMA, maybe I will be interested to take some shots. Like if SND can bounce back to the 620-ish area, maybe. So you fails the breakout, a fake out, and then closes below the EMAs yesterday, which is a weak action. USAR breaks down from the anchor VWAP, also the 50 EMA. AEHR down 25% in 2 days. Like a gap up, like it looks really nice, like on this candle here. At least not maybe like early in this day, not for the close, and then it just goes straight down 17% yesterday. The closest and completely fill the gap and return to the base. Like Meta tries to make a lower low and loses all the EMAs on the daily and on the weekly too. This is bad. I'm feeling the odds for further downside is getting higher and higher. The banks are starting to look ugly. Netflix down 43%, Oracle down 50%, more than 50%. IBM's breaking down from the weekly 50. So from this prior uptrend, it has held above the weekly 50 for several times. Back anchor VWAP, I don't know. I'm just using the built-in one in the trading view. Yeah, it's the high and low and close. So let's see whether high, low, and close divided by 3. opens. Okay, if I'm changing to this, I don't see any difference, or a little bit. Okay, I don't think it makes huge difference. Yeah, I think for gold it's clear that if you're using the open, high, low, and close divided by 4, it looks much better than not using the open. Maybe not much better, but a little bit better. So maybe I'll change it to the standard one, like the opening. This one with the open. But I think it won't make huge difference because I was using the one without open for months and it still works pretty well. Let's see. No, I deleted the Ngophi one. The watch list that I created for the presentation. Really, I think not much difference. Like really close. Have I always been a rational and calm person? I think I am. Like even before I learned trading, I think I'm a pretty rational and calm person. And after learning trading, and I've become even more rational and calm than before. But even with that said, I'm still having like emotions, the ups and downs when I'm trading really good or having drawdowns. Well, I think the most important is not to eliminate your emotions. You have to ride with your emotions. Like just acknowledge what you're feeling now, but try not to let it influence your decision making or your views or your interpretation to the market. I will still feel very happy when I'm making good returns. I will still feel pretty upset when I'm in a drawdown. I will try not thinking them, like just try to not let the emotions like worsen affect your decision making. I think that's the most important point, because sometimes when you're too euphoric and then you will be maybe chasing some stocks or not selling into strength when it's extended because you think it can go further up. Or on the other hand, if you are having a losing streaks, then you may feel hesitant or just not willing to take your losses and obey your stops, or you just widen your stops and then, or even like take more risk when you're in a losing streak, trying to make back your losses. Like these are the ones that I want to avoid. Oh, I really wanted to add to my shorts on the gold and silver here. If there's not a weekend tomorrow and a holiday for Monday, I will be adding more. I've received a lot of questions of what stocks that I would recommend him or her to buy. So many questions. So many people ask for my advice for maybe investment or stock picking. I just tell them to buy the ETFs, the QQQs and VOOs, and just hold for 10 years. This is the best advice that I can give. Because if you have learned trading seriously, you will know it will be really difficult to beat the market, to beat the indexes. So you may spend hundreds of hours learning trading, but still underperform the Qs or the SPY. So why don't you just put your savings, put your investments in the ETFs, and you can save for hundreds of hours and still outperform most of the retail traders or investors. I don't like using trend lines. Sometimes I do. When I'm still trading the breakouts, or when the breakouts works much better in 2020, 2023 or 2024, that there are more ranges, like small ranges within the base, then I may use the trend lines more. But like for now, I'm trading more pullbacks, then there's no reason for me to use trend lines. Maybe sometimes I remember when I'm trading like silver or gold, like trying to find the shorts, the parabolic shorts. I draw some trend lines for the top, connecting the swing high for each lower time frame uptrend. So this one here breaks the first upper trend line, and then it is the second one. So you can see the trend lines get steeper and steeper, but the price still like breaks above them. And even here, like the price breaks above the trend lines with the steepest angle. I think that is like maybe 60 or 70 degree slope. You can easily like observe this is getting parabolic. And for like if it breaks out from this trend line, that is like I would tell myself that the top is really close. And remember, this is for in 15 minutes time frame. It's not in the not even on the daily. Like because daily has been already up for 170% since early 2024, and back then it is like 20% above the 50 EMA. So given the big picture, then I would zoom into like to see whether maybe here could be a potential reversal, potential resistance area. But this is not the case for this time. But I'm using trend lines less often now, and I really want to try to keep my charts clean because I think now it is already pretty overwhelmed by the EMAs or the Anchor web. If I'm adding more lines into my charts, then it's not great for analyzing the charts. 2025 trades, you can go to the Trade Alliance videos on YouTube. How far could this go further up? These things are going crazy. Yes， 我可以講廣東話，但係我係想多啲觀眾可以聽得明，可以分享俾多啲觀眾聽，所以我就用英文，同埋都可以練下我嘅英文。我英文一向都好差。Looks like a bounce coming in. I think as long as the IWM not going to close above the 9 EMA, it will be fine. For the short side, it's starting to look something like here. In 2015, it goes sideways for 8 months. 8 months. S&D opens below the Anchor VWAP. Can I get a bounce? Can stop going down. IWM bouncing into the resistance. Okay, S&D bounce back a little bit. That's nice. Trying to wait for the 9 EMA, 1 minute 9 EMA. Hopefully, can go back to the 620-ish area. Yeah, shorted a little bit here. And I have already tried SNDK for 3 or 4 times. Nah, still it keeps hanging around. Keeps holding the 9 EMA on the 21 EMA. Oh, I wanted to short the gold, so we want to add to the shorts. Rick, I'm going to lock out for my IBKR. I think I just can't control myself. Yeah, I think Lumen is a pretty good short candidate. On the previous gap level, I have several rejections on the 50 EMA. And given that most of the speculative names are weak or going lower, then I think that both individually and the sector-wise, I think Lumen is a good short candidate. Hopefully this SNDK is going to like have some follow through and lose the 9-day. I don't want to see the STX goes down by 15%, but SNDK is only down 5%. Oh my god, silver is rejecting. It is so sad. I'm going to cover some shorts into the weakness today before the weekend. If it keeps going down, oh my god, this is if gold is going to like go straight down directly from here, that would be really sad. That would be really sad. Coin is too extended to the downside. Personally, I don't like it. I think the compared to shorting it here, the better opportunity will be on the long side, I believe. If it keeps going down from here, like in a steep angle, maybe to the 120-ish or even 100 area. I think 120-ish, the prior swing high, the key level, and then break and retest to find support at this level. 120 around 115. If it's going to gap lower in the next week, then it's a pretty solid parabolic long entry point if it's possible. Yes, I will be holding my shorts if I don't get stopped out. But there's always a gap risk. You just cannot avoid it. You just cannot avoid it. And if you don't take risk, you won't gain the extra return. Because sometimes you can get a gap down, sometimes you can get a gap up. And there's always a possibility of a black swan event tomorrow. Just embrace it. Okay, so looks like this is bouncing back up. Pretty strong reversal from IWM. It's only 15 minutes after the open. Look at this. Like this, the fake move. I don't think these types of action can be manipulated, or like it's only resulted by the algos or whatever. Like I think these are cues and spies. You cannot just manipulate the price action of an index. But I'm just curious why the first 15 minutes is so choppy. Is this the real flush? Is this the real move after all the chop? Yesterday, pretty huge volume, like a doji candle, and generally when the stock like makes a huge move, like it's kind of parabolic move. If it's not going straight down, and it is very likely to build a second, like a higher low. Lower high before the downtrend. So yesterday could be the lower high if we're getting follow through from here. What are the examples? The base of GME is a little bit like it's quite long, but like for this one, you can see after a parabolic move or after the top, and then it comes back for a lower high. Like gold is looking a little bit similar here, but for now, like also a breakout from a really good looking flag or a good looking base. It's looking very, very similar like 4 months ago, I believe. Like here, and then has the first leg down and then a kind of wedge higher, but it fades after losing a 9 EMA and make a lower high here. But the pattern like repeats and repeats. This is, by the way, 45 years ago. And if you're zooming out, you can also consider this is the first lower high in a higher time frame, or you can on a weekly time frame. Like it's going to retest the previous resistance, and then it starts the new downtrend. But this one is looking less obvious. It's just building a flat top, but the meaning behind this is very similar, and it does not need to go straight down to form a top. Sometimes it's going to retest the resistance for several days or weeks. But here, this one looks really nice, or even here, this one. There's 2 attempts to break out and then to start another uptrend, is trying to take out the previous resistance, but it fails. And then like this candle so clean, it looks like good breakouts. Like from here, opens high, gaps up, and then trying to break out from the previous high, but it fails, and then it just goes down. What is the wheat stocks? QB, no AQB, no ECB. This one forms a higher high. Like this is called a wake off. What's that called? Wake off spring. Simply just a fake out, trying to took out the previous highs and then but quickly start to lose the EMAs. This move is up 500% almost. So if you have studied charts enough, you will slowly to get a sense of what the topping pattern looks like. And then the price actions here is so choppy, it's not orderly, and with huge volume. I didn't enter the Withian. It is the idea that I'm tracking, just trying to observe its price action. So right now, Withian is getting rejected by the anchor VWAP. Pretty weak action, but it kind of correlates with the general market, what the market is doing. This is unbelievably choppy. I don't know. I have no idea of shorting the gap up. I didn't study enough for the gap up in the stage 4 stocks. But I think there could be a play. I don't know. The ARK is building a bear flag. If it goes sideways for 2 to 3 days under the 9 EMA, it will be pretty good. But for shorting the small or the micro cap names. The FTAI shows an example of a good looking chart, a good setup, but it fails when the market is not cooperating. At least for now, I don't know whether it would turn back up later today, but at least for now, not going to take the long setup for in this market environment, and it's too illiquid, and I don't like trading the biotech stocks. I'm using the essential plan, like the cheapest plan of TradingView. I just don't need that many functions. Nothing to do for now. Just going to watch it. Just going to see whether the SNTK would take me out again. And then this is probably the 4th or the 5th attempt. I think the 4th one. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think the 4th one. Have you faced? Yes. Yes. I also noticed this feature when you're anchoring the VWAP at a lower time frame, but it won't make a huge difference. It's just a tiny difference, and it usually won't affect my decision making. Just because I anchor it in the hourly chart, I won't switch my shorts into the longs. I'm just gonna use the one that the price respects the most. But this market is so exhausting. But this type of market can really improve your trading level if you somehow survive or even make money in this market, this type of market. Then when the next trending market or the easy money market comes, then you'll feel it. It's I can't think of a very good metaphor, but you know what I mean. If you can manage to trade well in this type of a market, you will be trading really well when the market turns to a trending one. Like doing the maths in primary school when you graduated from a college, from a university, doing the child math, and it's probably one of the longest the choppy market since 2020, since I've started trading. Probably there's one in late 2021 and then one in early 2025, but they are just around a month. Now it's chopping around near for almost 3 months, more than 3 months since late October. Only very few leaders are making moves. I really want AMAT to mark the top of the semis run like this. Please stop the choppy market. Just stop it. A Seagate looks a little bit similar to the plug back in 2021. Plug is up 2000%. Seagate is up 600%. Still a crazy move. SNTK is the weakest one. The relative weakness compared to the Western Digital and Seagate. You just pick one direction. Just pick a direction, man. But it is pretty weak. Even though the Qs are extended from the daily 9 EMA, the bounce for the first hour is weaker than I expected. Not even to the 9 EMA on the hourly chart. And the SPYs too, I'm thinking of shorting the Western Digital and the Seagate. If we got a reversal from here, the weekly chart, it just looks SNTK is really the weakest one. This is pretty interesting. So they both made a higher high yesterday, and then SNTK made a lower high. The market tries to prove itself after I claim it is weaker than I expected. It's trying to prove itself, trying to prove me wrong. And FTAI regains its upside. Yes, Wolf is probably one of the strongest one. Yeah, another intraday reversal. But the general picture, the market breadth and the individual stocks actions is not convincing enough for me to look for the upside. Odds is looking pretty strong, but it's near the angle VWAP and the 9 and 21 EMA. If we can close above them, that will be a bullish sign. NRG trying to push higher from this base here. I think that's topped out. Very close, very close. I don't look at the fundamentals. Yeah, I'm looking at the technicals only. Pretty a strong bounce for today. I'm just trying to hold my shorts for a little bit longer this time. Like using this, just following my stop. Oh no, I ran out of buying power. I couldn't short this STX. Damn it. Then it is what it is. Oh, so sad. So Qs are rejecting on the daily 9 EMA. And IWM at the 50 EMA, also the anchor VWAP area. Like as long as it is not going to, I think as long as my SNT didn't get stopped out, I think it's fine. I can even short maybe Intel here, but it's still in an uptrend. And yeah, I don't want to risk too much on a long weekend compared to the STX. Not worth taking the risk today. So many fake moves, tries to go down and then reverses up, chopping for like 30 minutes with a 0.5% range. Now Qs is trading at 1.6 ADR. What about here? Like back in 2021, it's only like 0.9% ADR. Now it's almost double of that in 2021. It starts a move to the upside and then now it's fading back. Maybe it will like to goes back up again in the next 5 minutes. But at least it shows respect on the hourly EMAs for now. And they pull back to the EMA is better for another leg higher than just keeping gap down. Keeps gapping down. That is brutal. Like how I think probably so many people are getting faked into this bounce. Especially the IWM is bouncing really strong. Why are there like 160 people still watching the stream? I'm not even talking a lot today. Man, this SNDK, if it really works out, then I think this would be one of the legendary trades. How many cents? Oh, okay, 2 cents. Is this 2 cents? 2 cents from my stops, from being stopped out. Yeah, that's true. Like, yeah, when Christian is streaming back in 2021 and 2022, I also like tune in his stream and then like listening to him talking or just treat it as a background noise. And then good old days. I really want Christian to stream again and then I can bring back the old memories. Yeah, greetings from Germany and Romania. Thank you for being here. And then I was shorting. Like my stop is above the day high. I'm shorting. No, I haven't been to India. I think I'm jinxing. I'm going to jinx this trade again. And now the skills are trying to snap back up. Another V-shaped recovery from here. Like trading is so easy, isn't it? We really don't know what what market is doing right now. I have no idea. I cannot picture the seller and the buyers in this type of the condition. Like who is buying, who is selling? I have no idea. Like for the kills for the weekly chart, it definitely looks much like really ugly here. Like this week could possibly marks the second week of the close below the 9 EMA and also the first week close below the 21 EMA. And it's not a sharp decline. Like it's not a quick one like here. It's like flagging for several months and then starting to lose it gradually, which reminds me of the 2022 bear market. IWM is really strong today. Can I just jinx the IWM? IWM is going to 267 today. And take out yesterday's high. Hello, Richard. Oh my god. If I speed up my video, you can speed up my video. Like you can just adjust it in your settings on YouTube. You can even speed up to 1.5 or 2x. Gold and silver tanking. Man, like gold here is one of the really good pullback short spot. If you misses the first flush, 150 and the 50 start crossing down, and the 4-hour chart is like the EMAs are clustering together, and all the other metals are showing relative weakness, all under the EMAs. We see some moves. just pick one. You can either go up or down, not going sideways. Go back to 267, please. IWM. Go back to 267. It will be a barcode pattern. Imagine if prints another red candle here, prints another one, then this one is the green one. That will be a barcode pattern, which is, I don't know whether it's bullish or bearish. I have no idea. Probably depends on the last candle. So it's probably going to get stopped out on SNDK. But BE is now staying below the EMAs. And after yesterday's candle, looks ugly. Like gaps up and then fades all day. GFS is one of the outliers after the earnings. Interesting. But generally, I'm going to like leave my desk around now. But I'm so curious on where the market could go next. So AMAT is starting to fade to the day low, to the low of day. Nvidia trying to lose the EMAs. Oh my god, am I getting stopped out? How many attempts? Like, when would SNDK, like, if it builds another bull flag and then breaks out again from this space here, it will be phenomenal. It's already up 1,500% in just 6 months. That would be one of the craziest moves in the stock market history. Wow. Okay, this thing stops me out. But I'm not going to give up yet. The IWM is really strong today. Now it's reclaiming above all the EMAs. But actually, SNDK looks better now. If it starts fading now, who is selling here and then like selling yesterday and then buying today? Are there that much of the discrepancies between different market participants? Strong selling yesterday, strong buying today. Looks like the market is when it goes higher. Yeah, if that's the case, then I'm probably not going to trade for the rest of the day. I truly wish the market god doesn't punish me in this trade. Doesn't punish me this time. The fifth attempt. That's brutal. But like I'm only risking 0.3% for each trade, so like 5 losing streak is only 1.5% drawdown, so I think it's still acceptable. Yeah, pulls back to the 9 EMA. Really want to close below the angle VWAP from the swing high here. Yeah, I think it is what it is. That's it for today. This market is just don't know what it is doing. Just let my stop decide. And thank you everyone, and then see you in the next stream.